The following contains major spoilers for Final Fantasy VII Remake, so I would recommend finishing the game before watching this video.
So yeah, that sucked, right?
Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
I'm really torn on how to like I said, like part of what makes it so hard to deal with is because most of it was so good.
Yeah.
And it got me like so excited to see like this whole game just imagined this way.
Yeah.
And I was just like and then at the very end it's just like, oh no, you're not gonna get this.
Yeah.
And there's always
right. They teased you with it, and then they were just like, nope, yoink, you're not getting it. Just kidding.
Yeah, it's like, look how cool we could make this game.
Yeah.
Like, look what we're capable of when we just decide we're gonna do it. And then it's like, but no, we don't want to. We don't like the idea of redoing Final Fantasy VII. We think it's perfect in its own like datedness. Like,
yeah.
And that's what frustrates me the most is it's like this game really like illustrated how much this game just needed an update.
Yeah.
Like, because it is such a good story and such good characters and such like good themes and plot and all that shit, like it just suffers from having really shitty dialogue and just being like a game at the very beginning of its generation that just like kind of the immersion is lost when you try to go back to it today.
Yeah.
And so like it was really exciting to think that like this game could be like an introduction for new people into this world.
Yeah.
But like with that ending, I can't fucking imagine that. Like I can't imagine someone who hasn't played the original game like being able to follow any of that shit at the end.
Yeah. And like I don't know, maybe if there was like a post-credit scene where like they maybe like teased Zack or something, like that would have been okay.
So I think what they're gonna do is we're gonna spend the next game flashing back and forth between like different timelines, and we're gonna have one story that is like Zack returning to Midgar with Cloud, and then we're gonna have one story that kind of continues on with this like and I'm sure what's gonna happen is we're still gonna get like Gold Saucer, we're still gonna get Cosmo Canyon, we're still gonna get, I mean, I hope we still get like Sid and the Highland and all that shit. Like that stuff seems super risky at this point.
Yeah.
You know they'll get Yuffie in there because they're obsessed with Yuffie.
Oh yeah.
Vincent in there too.
Yeah.
But it's just gonna be like, who knows what the fuck the actual story is gonna be though, and that's what like, because they've completely disinvested with like the whole plot of what is it? Like the whole plot of like Cloud like figuring out who he is.
Yeah.
Like they've just kind of skipped over that before we even like recognize that as a mystery that needs to be solved. Like we haven't even gotten to the Nibelheim flashback and we're already seeing like Zack.
Yeah.
So like this shit is like happening out of order in a way that like cannot possibly serve the plot well.
Yeah.
If they're gonna tell even remotely the same story.
Yeah. And like I don't know, at first I know you were like your biggest complaint was there being so much Sephiroth. And but like from the very beginning, and I was okay with that because I expected that. I knew they were going to do that. Like as I think if they had done it properly, like they wouldn't have talked about Sephiroth. Maybe like had Sephiroth as like a he wouldn't have been in this game at all. But I knew they weren't going to do that. And like I was fine with him just being in like Cloud's head and flashbacks and stuff, and
sure, and it worked. And I was even like, and here's the thing: as much as I was annoyed by the fact that they felt like they needed to shoehorn Sephiroth in, because it really damaged, in my opinion, his mystique.
Yeah.
And I think they could have just had the balls to like make this game like very Sephiroth light.
Yeah.
And just like just kind of teased him. and like overall remembered that like in Midgard, like the enemy is not Sephiroth, it's Shinra. Shinra is the villain of this game.
Yeah.
Sephiroth's just kind of like floating over, like he's just kind of this looming shadow over the story at this point.
Mm-hmm.
And he never, and they, I don't like, but they made him. They had to make him the main villain because they don't have confidence in the story without him, and that's just really disappointing. That they think that like Sephiroth is like the thing that everyone likes about Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
And it is like, but it's also you.
But we like him because of who he was in Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, and you earn your way to him being in the story. Like you don't just like you're not just dropped into this like. Also, I don't know. Like it's like you learn.
Oh, fuck you and all original Final Fantasy VII staff and fans. Sorry, I'm reading the credits. Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's. Fuck. I don't know. Like it. The one thing I'm kind of hoping for is that like overall we're gonna hit the same main story beats. They're gonna use this as a justification for like certain points when holy shit.
What are your cats doing?
Knocking spoons around. I mean, I think as they're rewriting and redoing the story, they're gonna like recognize that there are things that don't work as well, and they just need to change to tell a better story.
Yeah.
Like there's dumb shit in Final Fantasy VII. Like you ride a dolphin onto like a fucking electrical pillar.
Yeah.
In the ocean. Like
yeah.
that, they absolutely have to cut that.
Yeah.
And like, and
that's again like that they were cutting that stuff. Like the dumb stuff in this one,
and
they were
no
making it make more sense.
That.
Yeah.
It's like that we don't need you guys to have this big elaborate explanation for why you're like retconning, because like you guys retcon constantly anyway. Like this entire there's not a single piece of the Final Fantasy VII compilation that doesn't retcon everything before it.
Exactly, yeah.
Like it's just something that they've always been pretty bad at. They've always been pretty bad about is like not staying consistent to their own like internal mythos. And now they're like trying to almost like defiantly break away from it. And in a way that like I feel like this story at the end resonated so deeply with everyone who was involved with developing this game that they like it happened inside of such a like powerful echo chamber of that like workplace where they're all like telling their story about how they're overcoming the pressure to like make this game by saying like, no, fuck you, we're gonna make a new game, but we're just gonna hijack all the merchandising from this one, so that like everybody will
a lot of like all that ending stuff was obviously about the devs. It was not about the game or the characters or the story. It was about the devs. Like that's all the whispers were.
And a lot of people are even equating the whispers to the fans. Like that's who.
No, I get that. I get that.
And
that makes sense.
That to me almost seems like an extra fuck you to your fans.
Right?
Like it's like this is literally how you see us, as this like roving.
And we're gonna make you kill yourself. By the way, at the end, you're gonna kill yourself. As you play this game, you have to kill the whispers.
Right. You have to. Because we're going to make the characters believe in our cause, and since you're invested in the characters, obviously you are going to fight for what they want. But it's like it doesn't make any sense. Like Sephiroth just appears like close to the end, and all of a sudden everybody is just committed to like we have to fight Sephiroth. Like this is all about defeating Sephiroth. It's like, how do most of you even like
exactly? Barrett doesn't know who the hell he is.
Like he
they
probably
haven't.
knows of him as they
Yeah,
all do, but they have
yeah,
no context or background for like why he's dangerous.
right. Aerith is just like he's the most dangerous threat to the planet, and Barrett's just like, okay, let's go kill him. Forget Shinra, like
Yeah, and it's not even
with
Cloud
no
saying that.
explanation.
It's like Aerith. Like
Yeah,
Aerith is the one explaining to them all why they need to kill Sephiroth. It's like, so when did you suddenly know everything about everything? Like
yeah.
I
That
just
that,
don't
that
understand.
that's not like an ancient thing. Like you don't just know everything.
And even if it was, that's not something that she's had through the rest of the game. It
Yeah,
clearly happened like in the escape from Shinra Tower. Because like no, even when you're in the like right before the bike fight, like when they're swirling around the tower, they're like, what are they doing? And she's just like, who knows?
yeah,
And that still feels like
yeah,
that still feels like regular Aerith at that point, like the Aerith that you've like fallen in love with through the course of this game.
yeah.
And like it's everybody. It's like every single character you like really love,
Oh
like
yeah,
in a way that feels so true to like, the way the original game made us feel like 20 years ago.
yeah. I honestly I feel like I love them more now,
Oh,
even
yeah,
than
no,
before. You know, it's
yeah, I've always like I don't know if more. I definitely like Aerith more,
yeah.
and Barrett, and maybe Cloud. I really liked the voice actor for Cloud.
Yeah.
Like he had kind of the perfect voice.
I mean, all the voice acting was just phenomenal.
Yeah.
All of it.
Like everyone involved in this project, aside from whoever the fuck decided to end it that way, and I think it's pretty obvious whose influence that was.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody involved with this project did a fucking phenomenal job. Like
Mm-hmm.
this was incredibly good for the most part.
Yeah. Man, like, and all those. I don't know. I kind of want to go back and watch, especially the one with all the writers. Like there were the like mini documentaries on YouTube from
Yeah.
Square. Like I want to go back and watch that one with the writers because I don't know. I need to watch it again because it seems like they were definitely talking about changing it, but I don't know if they hinted that it was going to be this much.
Well, they didn't suggest that like changing it would become the very plot of the game itself.
Yeah, yeah, certainly not.
and
Because
and the
is
only way
watch
I sorry, go ahead.
watching that, I did feel for them, and I was like, guys, it's like, I wanted to reassure them, like, I'm gonna love this game, like, I'm sure I will, like, just relax. Like watching that, you could tell they were stressed about it. The one guy specifically, like, I remember he was clearly stressed about how things were gonna change.
Probably because they knew that like what where they were going with it was such a risk.
Yeah,
But like, then why do it? I don't
and
know.
why literally name it Final Fantasy VII Remake?
Because they're remaking Final like it's that weird fucking Square Enix way of titling shit.
Yeah,
It's Final Fantasy VII Remake.
yeah, and the next one's probably gonna be Remake Remix 2.3.
Yeah.
Fuck the fans, whatever. Yeah.
And fucking hell, like it just the one thing that I think they could that could make it excusable what they did at the end here is if the next game like gives you the option to play it as like if they do follow this up with like an open world type where you have the option to like follow the plot, or you have the option to do whatever the fuck you want, then that could be kind of cool. Because they've essentially like broken you from the bind of like following a story progression. But you still have the option to do that. But the thing is, that would be a massively ambitious undertaking that, knowing this team, would take them like 30 years to make that game. So I don't really want them to try to do that.
So you mean like you can follow, like you have the choice to follow the original story if you want, or
like that original story is still there.
I don't think they could do that. I don't think they would do that.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be really cool, but I don't think that's how it's gonna happen.
The other thing I'm hoping is that their plan is still more or less the remake, and I'm holding out like having a total meltdown until like we get some actual press from the developers.
Yeah.
Because like I think there's gonna be so much controversy about this ending.
Oh yeah.
That like they're gonna have to say something.
They have to address it, yeah.
Like when they're not gonna be able to talk about the follow-up game without people like immediately bombarding with the question like, is this still a Final Fantasy VII Remake, or are we doing something totally different now?
Yeah.
Because I'm already seeing like the general narrative in the like game reviews, the ones that like are spoiler, there's the non-spoiler reviews, and then there's the actual reviews that like don't give a fuck about spoiling it. But those like the main thing that everybody's saying is like, this game was never a remake. This game is like kind of a sequel in an alternate timeline.
Yeah. I mean, from the moment Cloud was in the church and had that flashback, or flash forward, or flash sideways, whatever it was.
It was lost Aerith. Shit. It was still a flashback, but it was just a flashback to an alternate life.
Yeah.
But who's traveling through time is the question, because like some people are saying it's like Sephiroth who's traveling through time. But then why? Like just because he wants to like destroy fate, I guess.
Time compression. They're bringing 8 into it too. Dude, Squall's,
oh my God.
Squall's gonna be in the next one. I'm calling it now.
Okay. So, okay, hear me out on this. Because now I'm thinking, now my brain's working. If this turned out to be like the next entry is going to incorporate like other Final Fantasy characters.
Yeah, if they just like Kingdom Hearts this shit, like the original
like Kingdom Hearts, but without the Disney and without, you know, Sora.
Exactly. Yeah, like the original Kingdom Hearts idea of Final Fantasy and Disney mashup, but just Final Fantasy mashup.
Into a story world where they all kind of coexist. Sort of like Dissidia, but with like an actual plot.
Exactly. I'd be okay with that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I would still rather
it's a hard maybe. Oh yeah. Remake. Yeah. No. That'd just be funny.
God damn it. I mean, a lot of my favorite parts of this game are like not Midgar though. And that's what like kills me.
Yeah. Like there's a chance that like all of the cool stuff coming later might just not happen.
Like, because one thing that like I was always like so excited for Wutai.
Yeah.
Because it seems like they're like building up for there to be like a lot more happening in Wutai.
Yeah.
And like with this
I mean, did they even mention Wutai like at all in the original in Midgar? Like
no, there's no mention of yes.
Maybe
in the Aerith flashback in the Elmira's story, she says that
Right.
her husband went to fight a war in a far-off land called Wutai.
Yeah, yeah. But in this, I mean, they talk about Wutai a lot, and that was cool. I loved that.
Yeah, that's great. And it's also like because Wutai is also the continuation of sort of the Don Corneo
Yeah,
plot.
yeah.
So like all the shit with that one guy, the Leslie guy,
Mm-hmm.
like I imagine the follow up that we're gonna get from him would be like in Wutai, if not like other places on the road.
Yeah.
Because you're definitely this guy's definitely gonna be around.
Oh yeah. They've made a big deal out of him. He seemed cool. I liked him. I mean,
Yeah,
he
he
was.
works. He's like the most fucking Square Enix character ever.
Oh yeah.
But
That's fine. And and like honestly, I was fine with Wedge like living. I was like,
I was
that's
too.
okay. I wasn't too
I
upset by
didn't
that.
mind it.
But Biggs too. I don't know.
And they even
It
imply
they,
that maybe Jesse's alive too.
you think?
Yeah, because like her gloves were on the nightstand when they panned into the like room where Biggs was
Yeah,
like
I
waking up.
I guess. But that just takes away like the the whole momentum of that scene. It just like the whole
Yeah.
plate dropping just means nothing anymore. Like
Well, it's
nobody.
also life and death like mean nothing.
Yeah,
One because I mean, I don't know, maybe they killed all the fucking whispers so they're not going to be able to like revive people anymore.
yeah,
But also like Barrett died and they brought him back to life.
yeah,
Wedge, Wedge and Biggs and Jesse died and they're arguably back to life.
yeah,
The big like thing coming out of this now is like they're like is the ultimate is like Aerith's death the thing that like we're trying to like so quote unquote prevent now.
yeah.
Because it seems like Cloud can like see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
So he knows like that she's going to die. And maybe they all do. Like I don't know who knows fucking what.
Yeah, because they were putting shit into everybody's brain at the end. Like they all saw
Yeah.
Red 13 like at the end of the game, the very end of the game. They all saw
Yeah.
that.
And like I don't even hate the idea that like God, this I hate to admit this, but I don't even really hate the idea that like Final Fantasy VII originally is like the bad timeline because that is a pretty like apocalyptic story.
Yeah,
Like most of the world is completely annihilated. So like
yeah,
that's not like the ideal resolution for anything.
yeah,
But it also like the whole point of that ending with Red 13 is like through just wiping out these massive cities like the earth is able to survive and live again.
yeah. Like despite all of that, there's still like hope for life.
Yeah. Well, it's like life uninterrupted. It's like life not being I don't know. They just did such a good job. They did so good with like the whole dilemma of Midgar of this I like people living normal average people trying to live their comfortable lives.
Yeah,
And you could really see yourself as a person living in Midgar and thinking like, man, if I was living in Midgar, would I be like helping Avalanche or would I just be like consuming Mako?
yeah.
Because we all kind of in a way like
Oh yeah, no, and that's
live in
exactly it.
Midgar.
They paralleled it to real life so well. It was
Yeah.
so easily like relatable. We all use energy every day. I mean, shit. I'm sitting here with four TV screens on and four big
No
lights
shit,
and
yeah.
but like I care about the environment, but shit, And I work for a big evil corporation, but they take care of me. It's
Right. Yep.
it's 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 tough to decipher the two, and but that's what made it so good is you could really feel for just the average Midgardian and the dilemmas that they feel, because we all kind of deal with the same things.
And that really like kind of was the story of this game, but then the end just decided like now we're gonna fast forward to like the end of Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah.
But like Midgar is a different game than Final Fantasy VII. Because Midgar is like a totally different story.
Mm-hmm.
The story of like Final Fantasy VII doesn't really start until you leave Midgar.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, like it really starts as soon as you get out of Midgar and go to Calm.
Yeah. And so like we got the resolution to a story we don't even know yet.
Yeah.
At the end of this game.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's super late, so I need to go to sleep. I was supposed to not stay up this late again. But
sorry, man.
no, it's not. It's not your fault. I did it willingly. I wanted to be able to like talk to somebody about this.
Yeah, I'm glad you could. I've been
Yeah.
wanting to talk about it with you too, and like, I mean, I didn't know what was gonna happen, but like, I knew I was gonna want to talk to you about it, regardless of how it ended.
Yeah.
All right, man. I feel like we kind of said what we needed to say for now. So yeah, I feel like this is a good place to stop, anyway. So.
All right. Good night. I'm gonna peace out.
All right. I'm sure we'll have plenty more to talk about later. So.
For sure.
All right. Love you, brother.
Love you.
See ya.